Welcome to KwaZulu-Natal.
Welcome to Durban.
And why have I come to South Africa? I've come here because I want to learn about singing in schools here. And I think that singing is in the blood of these people, and we need to learn how well they do it. Straddled along the shores of the Indian Ocean, KwaZulu-Natal is a bustling subtropical province, home predominantly to the Zulu people and a large Indian community who settled here during the period of British rule. The crowded mix of races, cultures, languages and creeds presents this area with particular and often daunting challenges. Is it possible that singing has a role to play in facing those challenges? This is Addington Primary School in the centre of Durban. It's a very large school surrounded by big high-rise flats, and there's a very mixed community here. So I've come to find out how they do singing and what they do with their singing to bring all this great multitude of very friendly children together every day. Addington has around 1,500 learners from a wide variety of ethnic and economic backgrounds. In South Africa, children attend primary school until they're 13. Many of the children here live in these tower blocks during the week and go home to their families in the townships at the weekend. Remarkably, for a school with so many pupils, they didn't have a music teacher until just 3 weeks ago. Nick Engels comes in 1 day a week, and before he joined the school, it was up to each teacher to use music and singing in their own class, however they chose. South Africa has 11 official languages, 3 of which are taught here, and I was intrigued to see how singing could be used effectively in a language lesson. Thuli teaches Zulu.
You remember, Uguti, last week, Sasifunde about bingelela. What is bingelela? What is bingelela? Yeah?
To greet.
It's to greet. Bingelela is to greet. Nyakumbula bingelela na konje? Nyakumbula? Okay. Who remember this song? Ifuna uzoqula kakhulu ngayo uzoqula kancane. Yes? Very good, Sassi. I'm going to greet you now. But I'm going to shake your hand. So, if you remember, raise the sand again. Nina Nizokulaga, cool, listen, Shane, Sand, as well as your seven say, Albambela,
It seemed that every 2 minutes, Thuli would introduce a new song, short and simple, but one that had a great melody or rhythm that would just stick in your head and make you remember that word and what it meant. The basic goal of any language lesson.
Okay, so what is Izambane? What is Izambane? Something that you peel, you can boil it, you can fry it. It's Izambane. Yes, play?
Potato.
A potato. Itolege Izambane.
Itolege Izambane.
Itolege Izambane.
Itolege Izambane.
Likulu, likulu.
Likulu, likulu.
Lingane, lingane.
Lingane, lingane.
Ligangile, ligangile.
Ligangile, ligangile.
Ola uthula mama.
Yeah.
Okay, awukhuluma wakho, hug your mama. Thula mama. Thula, what is Thula? Keep quiet. And what is mama? Mama, yes?
Mama.
Mother. It's mommy. And what is baba? Baba. Yes, Cecilia?
Daddy.
It's daddy. So it's Thula mama. Spirit city Thula baba. Hug your mommy. Your mommy is crying. Hug your mommy. Are you ready?
Yes.
What is yes?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Thula, thula mama, thula, thula mama, thula, thula mama, thula. Samthatha, sambeka ehlombe, wasuke wakhala, wathi mabala. Samthatha, sambeka
Next door to Tuli's classroom, Aisha was teaching life orientation skills, or PSHE, so I decided to pop in.
Good morning, children.
Good morning, Mrs. Lisa.
Oh, look, we have a new pupil today, and his name is Howard. Would you say welcome, Howard?
Welcome, Howard.
And actually, Howard has come in a very special week this week. Does anybody know what week this is? This week is Friendship Week. Why are we calling it Friendship Week? What special day is in this week? Who can tell me? Yes, this week is Valentine's Day, where people tell each other how much they care, and they actually recognize people who care about them. So we're going to learn all about friendship today. And I brought along my little helper. It's Alan. Alan, come along here. And you're going to join us today because he's got a special friendship song for us. Are you ready, Alan? Yes, ma'am. You're going to wait for Alan to finish his part and you recite after Alan, okay? Let's go, Alan.
The trick here is amazingly effective. The young leader's combination of gesture and singing phrase, coupled with his expression and commitment to the performance, had the other children instantly hooked. He's not picked out because he's the most beautiful singer, he's chosen because he's a natural, relaxed communicator. In fact, Alan's family are refugees and he has had some difficulty fitting in with the year group. You'd never know that now.
Friendship, friendship, building up a friendship. Friendship, friendship, building up a friendship. Go friendship! Go friendship!
Thank you, Alan. That was wonderful. Give him a big round of applause.
It was clear that the vast majority of children here feel unembarrassed and uninhibited about singing, and I wanted to ask them directly what it meant to them. So if you're sitting around like this in the playground and you decide to sing something, why do you do that?
Girls love singing and they have beautiful songs, so we actually want to sing, have beautiful voices. Mostly boys always think like, oh, girls sing all the time, they're very irritating, so we just don't care what they think, so we just carry on singing.
We just sing to express ourselves, like maybe when you're feeling sad, you like want to take the thing out, and you know that some people write the songs, not only you go over these things, they also go over the things. They don't just write songs for nothing, they write it for a reason.
What do you get out of singing?
We feel happy because we actually have to show our talents to our friends, not keep it to ourselves. We just want to sing and see how they're going to feel, and yeah, we just want to show our talents.
I just tell myself that I can do it, even though people think I can't, but my heart says that I should do it, and then I do it. So I don't care if you laugh at me or whatever, but as long as I do it.
Because in the country where I come from, a lot of people feel embarrassed about their singing. So what would you say to them to encourage them to sing?
So just tell them, you have to be yourself. Don't let anyone judge you. It's your life.
I'll tell them, follow your heart, just keep believing in yourself and you might get somewhere in that. Keep following your heart.
And also, if they think that they don't have a nice voice, yeah, they can try to sing, but not only singing is the best thing in the world. You can also try something else and see if you got a talent in that thing, not only stuck on one thing, just because there are lots of things out there to try.
In the afternoon, I wanted to sit in on Nick's music class.
Children, today's lesson is about antiphonal music. Let's say that.
Antiphonal music.
Now, does anybody know what that means? Antiphonal. Who can tell me? Yes, sir.
Repeating what the person says.
Yes. It's repeating what they say or what they do or what they sing or what they clap. It has to do with call and response. So that's what antiphonal music is about. Now, we're going to try a little bit of that now, but we're going to combine it with different styles. Okay, so I want you to copy what I'm going to do now. Can you do that? How do you know what I'm going to do? Maybe it's too hard. But you've got lots of faith. That's why you're saying yes, eh? Very nice. I need a timekeeper. Who can do this for me? In fact, let's all. Good. Not too fast. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhythm. Yeah, that's the one. Okay.
Call and response is absolutely central to all African music making. The repetition of the lead voice phrase is probably the easiest, quickest way to teach anyone the notes and rhythm of a tune. Historically, it developed because almost everybody would have been engaged in some other task while they sang, working in the fields or in the home, and there needed to be an uncomplicated way to pick up new tunes and new song words for communities who didn't exactly have time to go to choir practice or sit and master music notation every evening.
Right, now who would like to try to lead some clapping? Let's see their hands. Who wants to try? 1, 2. You want to try? All right, come on, let's see what you can do. Keep it nice and short and simple because we need to learn it, okay? Let's feel the beat. Come on. Good. Okay, boys, you keep that going there. Do that beat. All right, that's very, very nice. So we've had clapping, we've had dancing and stamping. What have we not had? Singing. Who would like to sing a tune that we're going to copy? Who would like to sing? Put your hands up, please. Come, my girl. Let's have a boy as well. What's your name? Luandile. Luandile.
Yes, sir.
Luandile and? Bridget and Luandile. We'll start with Bridget and then Luandile. Okay, let's copy Bridget. Go for it. Do 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 do. Let's give her a big clap. Well done, Bridget. Okay, Luandile is going to have a go. And we are going to copy him. Here we go. Go for it.
Every now and then,
Every now and then,
we're looking for a friend.
we're looking for a friend
Who'll never let us down.
who'll never let us down.
Because
Because
we love him.
we love him. Nice and loud, Wandile.
We're looking for that one
We're looking for that one.
who'll never leave us lying
He'll never leave us lying
on the floor like dirt.
on the floor like dirt.
Because we gonna need a friend.
you need a friend. Oh my word. Okay. Did you make up that song yourself?
Yes, sir.
Oh my word. When did you write that song?
I did it when you said that we must write songs for homework.
Okay, so you wrote that song at home and now you've just taught us like bit by bit the song that you've just written.
Yes,
That
sir.
is beautiful. Let's give Wandile a big hand.
Two observations on the class that I saw you teaching. First was the sophistication of the rhythms that the children were clapping when it was them who was deciding how to clap. I thought that was very, it was very complicated what they were doing compared to what we might expect from children in the UK. And the second thing was, Luandile, the boy who sang his song, his own composition, that seemed to me to be, for his age, really rather remarkable, and I wonder whether actually that's quite normal here, or whether he is exceptional.
It has a lot to do with the way that we teach. You know, I teach specifically, my goal is to draw out that musical creativity inside of them. I believe every single human being has the capacity to create music inside of them. A lot of teachers and music teachers would not believe that, but we're still sort of imparting information as opposed to facilitating for the release of creativity. And I think we need both. We need creativity and we need structure, but I believe there's a lot latent that we need to tap into inside every single child. The first part of your question about the complex rhythms, I would say, is from a Western point of view, those rhythms are complex. But in Africa and in the land of the drum, and in India, you know, what's complex for us is not necessarily for them.
And what do they respond to most? I mean, you know, is it singing? Is it singing with movement? Is it improvisation? What aspects of the music teaching that you do with them do they really latch onto most?
I'd say it's a combination and variety. I think keeping their attention is always the challenge with teaching, and so I'd say a mixed bag of all of those things. Keeping them active, I think, is key as well, and that's why the antiphonal stuff works. Competitions always help, you know, either boys against girls or mixed groups, but you know, then they really concentrate because nobody wants to sort of let the team down.
And what techniques would you use to get boys engaged with singing, for example?
Well, the rhythmic side, I do use. Also, like that go gam zimba sala wentlizio, that Johnny Clegg low thing, you know. I think, you know, I tell them, you know, soon your voice is going to break and you're going to be singing low, you know, the bass, and I try to make it relevant and real for their lives.
So the day closes at Addington Primary School, and what's my overall impression? Well, my overall impression is that these children are musically irrepressible, and in particular, they cannot stop singing. And that spirit, I think, is something obviously that comes from their background and who they are, but it also comes from an environment where they are allowed to express themselves and they are allowed to sing. And in talking to the children themselves, it struck me that they actually think that all children should sing. However good their voice, however confident they may feel, they want everybody to join in. They think it's very important for someone to sing. So it isn't just adults saying, you ought to be singing, you ought to be doing music. It's the children themselves who value it. Day 2 of my journey, and I was going to a very different type of school. R.A. Padiachi Primary School in the village of Umhlali, about 40 kilometres north of Durban. It's a very socially deprived area where it struck me forcefully just how devastating the HIV pandemic had become across large parts of Africa. Every day in this small community school, a child loses a relative. Unsurprisingly, the school has very few resources and no music specialist. If they want instruments, they make their own. So what can they teach us in the UK about singing? Hello.
Nice to meet you. What a privilege to have you for the third time.
The head teacher, Mrs. Reddy, wanted me to see a life orientation lesson. It's similar to PSHE in the UK and aims to give children the skills, knowledge and values to prepare them for adulthood. The songs they use in these classes, though, aren't about chocolate, football, or the wheels on the bus going round and round.
Today I have a very exciting lesson, boys and girls, for you, and I hope you will all enjoy it. Can Clementine come in front, please? Can I also call one boy? Ratenzel, come in front, please. Okay. Tell me, if they want to remain like this for the rest of their life or until they become 21 years old, how should they behave? Tell me all the things that they have to do and they are not allowed to do as young boys and girls. Victor?
They must take care of themselves, ma'am. They must respect of the school rules. They must take care of themselves. Then, after when they're 21 years old, they finish this matric, they must get married or one must get a job.
I think we should give him a big round of applause, isn't it? Very good. He said they must take care of themselves, they must finish their education, isn't it? And every time life orientation teaches us about behaving ourselves as boys and as girls, isn't it? We should not do things that we are not supposed to do. We should not be getting mixed up with the boys and girls, isn't? And having sex with boys and girls, isn't? And now we are going to receive a message from our Zulu dance group. The message is about who? A big man, isn't? What he wants from a young girl. First, he wants a hand. The girl gives the man a hand, isn't? And second, he wants what? The whole arm. She gives it. And next, what he wants? The breast, isn't? She gives it. And the next, what he wants? He wants sex, isn't? Then what happens? She says, no, forget it. You will never get what? And all that message will come from these Zulu dance girls. I want you to listen and sing and dance with them, enjoy with them. It's over to you, girls.
There was something spellbinding about the way these children sang and danced. They perform with an energy and abandon that is so full of freedom and joyous physicality that it seems at odds with the terrible limitations of poverty that blight their lives. Maybe people who live in the shadow of death understand life better than everyone else. A short interlude with Padiachi's own boy band followed, and then it was the boys' turn at singing. This song talks about the AIDS pandemic. One of the lines says, "We ask you, brother, who has this disease, to disclose your status in the community and look after yourself." It's a very serious message, but it's not an adult giving a lecture. It's young people singing.
Uyacela wemfowethu uziphathe kahle ungasandisi qhubeka ulumele ubambe iqhaza sinqobele isifo qhubeka ulumele ubambe iqhaza sinqobele isifo qhubeka ulumele ubambe iqhaza sinqobele isifo Ngicela ungiqhelele nakwenzula sungibekezeleli wena ngicela ungiqhelele wena ngicela ungiqhelele
Every class at the school wanted to perform for me. Singing at Padiachi seems to serve many purposes, and I wanted to talk to the teacher, Nellie, about it.
Nellie, why do you use songs in the teaching of social and moral issues?
Yes, in fact, I'm very happy you have asked that question. I feel it has to do with the community that you live around all the time, and it has to do with the children that you teach. You have to look first at your own school and your own children, who are they and where they come from, their social background. The songs, it helps a lot because if you look at them, at the songs themselves, They are not something that comes from the school, you teach from the school syllabus. It's something that really has to do with their community life. And they do these kind of songs at home maybe, and without knowing or realizing that they are teaching them. But to a child's mind now, it's a lesson or whatever message is in that song.
Yes, many of the children who come here are from Zulu backgrounds and they have songs and dances of their own culture. What do you do then for the other children who don't have that background?
You have to ask all of them first, is there anybody who wants to tell us or do a dance, anything you want to do that you like, you enjoy most? It has to do with them. It's about themselves as the young students. So they will learn from each other. Isaac comes with another song and they all love it. So if you find they all love it, let Isaac teach the whole group. So whether it's a white child or Indian child, they will all enjoy it.
If you have a young person in your class with a particular emotional difficulty they're dealing with, do you have a special way of dealing with that?
Hug her or talk to her and talk nicely and say, listen here, my love, you can trust. I always call them my love. Listen to me, my love. You can trust me. If you got anything, any problem, just tell me what's wrong, what is eating you up, why are you not so happy? Then definitely you end up winning her because you tell her, you promise her, listen here, if it has to do with your house, mommy or dad at home, I will never tell anybody. It's between you and me.
Can you always find a song for an occasion?
Yes, of course, sometimes you find a song for the occasion, but that song, it must never be a song that will make a child feel sad, more sad like, like. It must be something to make her overcome the situation, make her happy, feel, feel healed inside, yes. It must be a healing song.
A healing song. And that sums up what singing means to this community. It heals, it educates, it expresses fears, joys, and messages for survival. Singing is not just a secondary activity, something nice the children can do whilst teachers are off marking books. It's like water, essential, vital, nourishing, and everywhere.
So, Paddyatchi Primary School, what have I learnt here? Well, first I've learnt that there's only one teacher who even understands a little bit of notation. The rest of the teachers have no musical understanding whatsoever. And yet, in this school, singing and music takes place all day, every day, and in that environment, the children become more empowered themselves to introduce songs themselves, to teach each other songs, to get up and join in. I've also learnt that, for example, pitch recognition, which we take as terribly seriously in the West. Oh, get that note exactly in tune. Here, they don't really bother with that when they're very young. And what happens is over the 2 or 3 years as they sing every day, every week, is the pitch sorts itself out amongst the group. Their ears start to attune to what the note should be. It doesn't seem to be such an issue here. So I think really what I come away from this rather amazing place feeling is that incredible spirit, people really wanting to live and be positive. And the most extraordinary way you see that is through their musical expression. You'd never guess in a million years by the way they move and where their bodies respond to music and the way they sing that around the corner they live in conditions that most people in Britain would be horrified to see. So I think it's an incredible lesson to us, very humbling lesson to us, but also a real sign of what music, singing can do amongst non-specialist teachers with children who just want to join in. It's day 3 of my journey and a visit to our final school in the suburbs west of Durban. This is Manor Gardens Primary School, set in the lush tropical hills above the city of Durban. And although it looks pretty idyllic, it is in fact a state school, a community school, and the children come from a wide variety of social backgrounds. They have a permanent member of staff doing music every day of the week, and I'm interested to find out if this has an impact on the way the children approach their singing. The first song I heard was composed by Janet Result, the music teacher here, and was called Children of the Nation. Songs like this, that children can relate to, go a long way towards engaging them in singing.
We are the children of the nations of Africa. We are the children of the nations of Africa. And we pray we will stand for truth and freedom. The children
The next song the children sang was Iteku Elika Nkosi, Durban belongs to God.
So I'm going to put you into groups.
Music teacher Janet has been working here for 9 years, and as well as composing her own songs for her classes, she also has a comprehensive collection of children's songs in many different genres from all over the world.
Seeing these boys singing with the girls in this call and response song, it makes me wonder whether they're singing because they've been told to sing or because they actually like singing. So I'm going to ask them and find out. You guys, I assume, have been singing since you were very small in this school. So tell me what you think about singing now you're getting a bit older.
It's just the same as ever.
Yeah, well, I like singing. I've done it from grade 1, I was in the choir. But now, yeah, I still sing.
What would you say to boys who are your age who think, or maybe would say, that singing's a bit like for girls, not for boys? What would you say about that?
Singing's for enjoyment. You sing to please yourself. You sing for yourself, not for anybody else.
Yeah.
You sing to be happy. You sing to enjoy life. Because life isn't anything without any music. Music brings joy to the world. Music is like the soul, the heart of this earth. If there was no music, people would be like all drab and boring, and they'll like walk around having nothing to say. We sing every Sundays and every evening when we pray. We sing together, and when we turn on the television and we see traditional music videos, my sisters and I, we start singing to the songs because we enjoy singing. Singing makes us happy.
Singing kind of relieves you from all the pressures that you face on earth. Like, you have a bad day and then you get home and you just like put on your radio and just sing along, and then it kind of takes off the stress out of your shoulders, so it's kind of revitalizing.
Do you think some boys do feel a bit embarrassed about singing?
My personal view about it is that when they're older, they think singing is just, oh man, I'm too old for that. But if you started at a young age, it kind of like gets into, I want to sing, it's nice, you know.
And do you think with singing that it actually makes you feel better? I mean, actually makes you feel better? Not just your emotions, but actually when you've done a bit of singing, you feel good?
It makes you feel energetic that sometimes you just feel it. Every time you sing, you just feel your energy rising.
if you have a rough day at school or something like that, just go home and sing and laugh about it, and it makes you feel a little better.
There was just time for one last class, a jazzy little round for the grade 5s.
Today we're going to sing the Scooby-Doo song, which I know you all know very well and like a lot because it's so jazzy and full of life. So how we're going to do it is we're going to be in 3 groups. We're going to ask Kwandiwe to lead this group over here to show that you know which group you're going to be in.
Rounds, or cannons, are a really effective and easy way to introduce children to singing in harmony and in parts together. They find themselves singing a harmony part simultaneously with the other children without apparently putting in any extra effort, since they're simply repeating their tune. The mechanism of layering in the song does all the work for you.
When they've got to the end of the first line, group 3 comes in right at the beginning. When we get to the end, keep singing the last line. You're going to sing it an extra twice, this group. This group's going to sing it an extra once, and we're going to just end with it. And let's slow down like the words say right at the end. Good.
So what are my reflections on Manor Gardens Primary? Well, first of all, because they have a permanent member of staff doing the music, they are actually exposed to a wider range of music styles and genres than probably the other children in many other schools around here. And that has an effect on them. Actually, the children are very open, it seems to me, to many styles of music and to using their voices in lots of different ways. Though I suppose I would say that they look like they were having more fun with the more lively rhythmic songs. And this may be, of course, true around the world, that children do actually enjoy things that are very rhythmic, and they like using their bodies with their singing. For me, the highlight of the day, oddly enough, was not so much a piece of singing, but a piece of talking, which was the teenage boys talking about how much they loved singing. I think that's a message that many boys in the UK, never mind the rest of the world, would like to hear and not feel embarrassed about singing and have the same openness and the same charm when it comes to their voice that these boys here had.
My visit to KwaZulu-Natal was coming to a close. Durban is the busiest seaport in the Southern Hemisphere, and like all ports, it has always been open to a wide variety of cultural influences. This is of course reflected in the kaleidoscope of different songs, styles and idioms children here grow up with as a matter of course.
Everybody who comes here gets captivated by the extraordinary warmth and optimism of these remarkable people who have endured so much and continue to endure so much, and yet they get up in the morning and greet the world with a smile on their face, not a frown. And I think that singing has an important role to play here. It acts as an emotional safety valve for not just young people, but for the whole society. Now, just because South African people are very natural singers doesn't mean to say that couldn't be the case everywhere else, including the UK. But the conditions have to be right. Children have to feel uninhibited, unembarrassed, and emotionally free to sing well. They have to do singing because they want to, not because they ought to. And above all, they must be at the centre of the need to sing. One of the teachers this week said something that really stuck in my mind, which is that you have to be observant of the children's own likes and dislikes. And for me, that's the best lesson of all, that it's the children themselves that turn a voice into a song.